All right, guys, today we got a 2022 Chevy Equinox. It's got a 1.5 liter in it. They're traveling and the check engine light came on. They came in. First thing we did was, it's a 2022. Is it under warranty? We checked on that. It is out of warranty, so we got to get it figured out. Let's get into it. Backstory is they were driving it down the road. They said that it went into a reduced power mode and the check engine light came on, or the check engine light came on, and then it went into reduced power mode, one or the other. We've got the scanner hooked up to it. We're going to go ahead and do a system scan on it. We do see that it has a low tire pressure warning. So we're going to get some air in that tire because that one tire is sitting at 24 PSI. And we're going to need to look at that just to be sure that it is not got something in it, because they are trialing. It looks like a Maryland tag on it. Don't know if they're going south or north. Just know that they are going. All right, so we do have two codes in the engine module. Scanning pretty quick here. We had to do a pre-scan, so our client care did a pre-scan on it, and the codes were something for the intake pressure, PO299, I think, and we'll get them pulled up here in a second. I did a little bit of research on it. There is a TSB for the codes potentially. There were other codes involved with it, so we are going to look at that. But it looks like, so PO299 engine underboost and a P1101 that says intake airflow system performance. That one says passed and failed over the last few times. The PO299 engine underboost is current. So let's go ahead and I've already done a little bit of research on this. There's no sense going any deeper in here for looking at data. I'm going to get it over here to a bay, and we're going to open the hood. We're going to look at the air intake tubes and stuff. We're going to see if this TSB would pertain to this, and if it doesn't, then we've got to start looking at this air intake system. So let's get it over to the bay. Real quick cut in to cover all our bases. We don't think we mentioned the mileage on this. It's 116,000 miles on this 2022, so this thing doesn't stop very often. It's out of warranty. We checked with Chevrolet before we worked on it. It is out of warranty. So we want to let you guys know that. While you're here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification, and hit the thumbs up and leave a comment. Back to the video. Quick change of plans. Went ahead and filled the tire up. It wasn't that one. It was that one. So whoever did the rotation last didn't reset the tire positions. But decided to take it on the road just so we can duplicate the problem, see if we can duplicate the problem. That way when we find the problem, fix the problem, we know we can go back and know that it's fixed. Everybody's seeing it. You guys are getting to see the apartments back here, the transformation. All right, we're going to get this up on 17 and head north a little bit and see if we can't duplicate this issue. Because if it was the TSB, I would think that it would be pretty consistently doing it.
What was the TSB?
TSB is for the air intake tube actually coming off of the throttle body and then damaging, like the clip or something being damaged, not the clip, but the wedge part of it being damaged. Now,
Yeah, you wouldn't think that would be intermittent.
yeah, I would think that would be off. It is, so. All right, we're up here. We're gonna go ahead and give it some throttle. I wanna see what the boost does.
They're very close to each other.
Yeah, it's going now. It's definitely, whatever it is, it's intermittent. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna look at the intake. I don't think it's gonna be the TSB, because if that's off, it's off. It's gonna leak boost, period. We're going to try one more time here. Full throttle. Looks good?
Yeah.
What's the boost on it?
It was going up to about 33.
Okay. Since we couldn't duplicate it, good idea to take a test drive. It was a good call on Sherwood's part. We have come back in. I've done a little more research on it. I punched those codes into Identifix. Both those codes come up quite a bit, not together. One of them points to that technical service bulletin that we already knew about. That bulletin pertains to this connection and it coming off and not being connected. It just says pull on it, make sure it's connected. It is connected. And we know that if that's popped off, that thing's going to not have boost pretty much regularly. It's going to just billow the boost out. The other things that kind of pointed to was a lot of turbos and things like that. And this is not stuff you just want to throw on a car. This is why I always say you can use these tools, use these information sources properly. So I've got the scanner on this thing, we've got the key on, and I want to activate, because there was a couple people that were talking about the bypass valve. So there's a bypass valve that you can't see. It's under this tube, directly under this tube. There's a bypass valve under that. And they were talking about it not clicking when they activated it. The other one is the wastegate, and we have a solenoid for the wastegate. See if we hear anything down there. Okay, so I can hear that. I'm at about 40% pulse width modulated command state, and I can hear that solenoid doing its thing. Does it mean it's working? No, but at least I hear it. It's trying, because people were saying that they were doing these tests and these things weren't making any noise. Let's do the bypass solenoid valve now. Let's see if we get the same result. Or if we can activate things and they come and go. That one's just going to kind of just cycle. This one's on and off. I don't hear anything. I don't hear anything from that. All right, we're going to need to get, I need to get to that, because we need to check. I'm going to look up to be sure, because it's supposed to only have 12 volts going to it. So 12 volts and then a command. We're going to get to that, and let's check our powers to it. Let's make sure we got electrically what we need there. It's intermittent, so we probably do, but that thing didn't click at all. And that's, again, something that was said. Again, I'm using this information that I have because we can't prove it out right this second. So I'm using what we have available to me as far as information on Identifix. What is that?
When clients' phones connect to the car when
Oh,
you're working on them.
gotcha.
I'm sure. Leave a comment if you've had that happen
Yeah.
before in the shop.
All right, let me do a little bit of research on this. Let me get to, I'm just going to get a meter out here on this thing. I won't pull a scope out here. We'll get a meter on that. We'll see if we got voltage to it. Got the maintainer on it because we're having this thing on for a bit, and we're going to be checking powers and grounds to it. I usually put that on fairly quickly, but we're trying to get going. We circumvented procedure a little bit. I went ahead to look. I want to get access to that valve and that bypass valve, because the more I looked it up, the more everybody says that thing should click. The power and ground to it is under here. Not the easiest in the world to get to. Right up under in this area. Can't even, I think my fingers are actually touching it right there. It's gonna be really, really fun to get to it. So I'm like, okay, no big deal. What I'm gonna do is take this intake air tube out of the way, right? Easy enough. We'll get that out of the way, and it'll be right there. Guess what? This piece right here, this is your PCV tube. It runs up, it runs over to here, right? Yeah. Guess what? One-time use. You have to cut it off. You can't get it off. You have to cut it off and replace it. One-time use. I don't normally complain about engineering. Wow. That's on a different level of, frankly, stupidity. I'm just going to say it. So I'm going to attempt, I don't think it's going to help us one bit, but we're going to try to take this tube off. Maybe we can get a little bit of access to it. Oh, well, no, hold on. Are we? Oh, I was just kidding. That clamp is a, yeah, no, that clamp is a crimp clamp. So that's as much clearance as we're going to get right there. Isn't that just absolutely, that's just fantastic. That's just beautiful. Perfect. All right. Yeah. And I don't think the valve itself is that daggone difficult, but it's ridiculous to have to. I'm going to take it loose right here on this other clamp right here. And just see if we can wiggle that thing up out of the way enough without damaging that PCV tube. Maybe. Tell you what, let me get this off. In order to get that off, I got to get a Torx, because they put one little thing right here to hold that cover on. There we go. Turn it off. Turn it on. Okay. Let's try something. The old tap test. Did you hear something just click? I did. Aha!
Yeah.
There it is.
Yep.
There it is. All right. That is the problem. Just turned off.
Just takes a little tap
Look,
in.
didn't do it. It doesn't work. Watch. So it's on now. Let me turn it off. But we didn't hear anything, right? Listen. You hear it click? Now if I turn it back on,
Here.
you ready? It clicked. That's on. That's off. It won't click off. It won't. So it turns itself on, but it won't turn itself off. Okay. Now we've proven it.
Yeah, we don't even need to take that off.
Yeah. Give that a little tapper. Okay. There's the problem. Love it. Now we just got to get one. Sadly, it's gonna be tomorrow, which is kind of crazy.
It is crazy because it seems like a common issue.
Yeah, we would drive to Jacksonville and get it. Nobody in Jacksonville even got one. Nobody in Jacksonville. Nobody in Brunswick. That's an hour one way, an hour the other. I mean, Brunswick not the biggest city in the world, but still, kind of big. Jacksonville.
The earliest we can actually get it is O'Reilly's tomorrow morning. They have a genuine one.
A genuine one. Yep. So
I got to go get them a hotel.
Yep.
Because it's going to go back into reduced power mode if they try to drive home.
Oh, 100%. Yep. All right. I got the old one out, and I wanted you guys to see this. So there's the piece. This piece right here where my finger is, that's going to move in and out. So just watch that piece right there. I'm going to go ahead and turn it on. You can see it went in. Now I'm going to turn it off. That's off and did not go out. Watch this. Give it a little tap. There it is. And we can do that over and over and over again. So we know 100%. We don't know, something's binding up inside of it there, but we've got it. We can prove it outside the vehicle now, which is even better. So we're going to go ahead and get the new one. And look at box inside a box. Made in Germany. And there we are. All right.
Can you show them what tools you needed to use to get that out so they can...
Let's go ahead and show you this one.
Okay.
All right, now let's watch this one. So I'm gonna put it on, off, on, off. There we go. That's how it should work. Tools I need to get it off with, I used a combination of things, but I think that this one is actually the go-to. You need something kind of thin. This has a really hard time getting in here straight. You can get a wobble head if you had one in there, maybe, but that one, and some of these are really, really tough to get to. That one, you could get it in there. These are not, that's under the bottom.
What
so
size?
It's very, very tough. It's a 5mm. This one gets in there pretty easily because you have plenty of room to kind of move around. So that's what we're going to be using going back together. All right, guys, there you go. We're washing it up. We did find a nail in this tire. So they're patching that tire now. If you want to see a video on how to properly patch a tire, let us know. We'll do one. They're going to set the tires, redo their TPMS so that the vehicle knows where the tires are. It shows up right on the dashboard. There you go. That's what I'm trying to say. Other than that, I test drove it for a really long drive. Ran out perfect. No issues whatsoever. No codes came back. They're good to go. Clients at the hotel. We're going to pick them up now, get them down here, get them back in it, and get them back on the road. So you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button. After you hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification. When you hit that bell notification, what will happen is it'll notify you every time we drop a video so you don't miss anything. While you're down there, hit that thumbs up and leave a comment. We love reading them. Appreciate you watching. See you in the next one.